Riveting gameplay, Blink v Prowess. Let's jump into the game. I kept a very strong hand on play. I had turn 1 Thoughtseize, I had Ketramos, Solitude with Ephemerate and Relic of Progenitus. We were ready for everything. With turn 1 Thoughtseize, I knew that they were playing the Prowess deck, so I got rid of the Swift Spear. Because they only played a land, on my turn I just set up the relic and was ready to use the Solitude just in case. Survey land value. Our opponent was setting up for the Slickshot show-off, they put it into plot. Now little did they know I was ready with the Solitude and Ephemerate. I fetch surveilled and kept another land on top so that I was sure that I can play Ketramos. But at the end I chose to pass because I needed the Solitude Ephemerate as interaction for aggressive turn of my opponent. And it turned out to be a correct play because our opponent deployed both Slick Shots. They also played a Bobble and were ready to use the Urge. They did not play it in the end, but I still used the Solitude with Ephemerate to get rid of all they had. This basically spelled the doom for my opponent. They couldn't even deploy anything because of the Ephemerate in suspend. Now I had time to play the key card of my deck, Ketramos, the New Dawn, and I started to just draw cards because that's what you do. I just went to combat and with 7 points of lifelink on board, I was sure that our opponent has no way of coming back in this game. I used Ketra to do basically ancestral recall via the Relic of Progenitus, and I got another Solitude, was ready for everything they could master. And that was it. Game number 2. In the sideboard, I cut all Thoughtseize, added Deafening Silence and even Interrupters, and I cut 1 Relic of Progenitus. The opening hand was crazy good, double Deafening Silence, DRC, fetch, into Plains, into Deafening Silence, yay! My opponent must be so happy about this card, right guys? Still managed to keep on being aggressive though. So I played the Emperor to fight their Delirium. My opponent kept on doing more setup, but this kind of setup is also not very nice because it feeds the graveyard and it is still a non-creature spell. The Emperor helped a lot as they could only attack with 1 of their Swift Spears. I chose to play the Overlord to maybe try to find a Solitude or some kind of interaction. But Flickerwisp offered a great plan to just have a 5/5 on board. I also got rid of 1 of the Swift Spears just to be safe. My opponent kept on fighting and just deploying more and more Swift Spears. This attack was very obviously with some backup, but I just knew I had to fight it. My turn was pretty obvious because I was ready for the Flickerwisp and I took back the Emperor to be able to reanimate something else. It became quite obvious that the Deafening Silence was really messing up my opponent. Trading the Flickerwisp was really nice here. During my turn, I started by attacking and getting back another White Orchid for the double first strike. My opponent managed to destroy the Overlord, but they were running out of resources. The Orchid actually worked as a Stone Rain. With the Emperor on board, my opponent realized that there is no way for them to come back into this game, and it was GG's. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe and take a look at other videos of the best deck in Modern Orzhov Blink. I will see you in the next one.